Well, hello everyone. First video of 2021, notwithstanding the lockdown and the lock-up and the lock-in and dreadlocks and whatever. Just a quick one, this really, nothing very exciting, but I was having some problems with my car recently, and anybody who knows me knows that my main driver is a 2006 Volvo V70 D5. It's got the 2.4 diesel 5-cylinder, and it's got the 6-speed transonic, I think it's called, or geartronic or what have you, some form of tronic automatic transmission, which gives you 6 speeds in one direction and 1 speed in the other, depending which way around the engine's going. What was I going to say? Also it's got the you can push the gear stick to one side and you can change manually, clutchlessly but manually. Anyway, pressure sensor, it says on the box, pressure sensor. Now what was happening is I've had some problems with the old Volvo of late, and what brought it all to a head was my ABS light came on, and well, that's no good, I have to take it in. But I had a few other problems with it, namely get a bit more light on this. There we go. Namely, my cruise control had stopped working and I was getting a brake assist service light. A couple of other minor niggles as well, and the transmission was changing like absolute crap. It really was bad. It was really hard changing between, say, 2, 3 and 4, up and down, and on slipping at 5 and 6. So it was not a happy camper. Anyway, long story short, I dropped it off at my favourite local repair shop, which is MVP Auto Services, and they hang out in Halscott in Shrewsbury in the UK here, which is where I am. Just bring it a little bit closer. There we go. So I'll put those there to mark where I am. That's the O-ring that goes on here, and that's the clip that holds it in. They fixed the oh, for heaven's sake, the ABS, which was one of the rings that the sensor senses the speed of the car. It had broken and it was sliding around on the axle, so on the hub at least. So they put a new ring on it, and it's fine now. Got rid of the codes and all that sort of thing. But I said, while they were at it, I said, could you check out my fog lights, which have stopped working, both of them at the same time, funnily enough, and also the bad changing on the gearbox, see if it's giving any codes. And the fact that cruise control doesn't work, because cars these days are quite chatty, aren't they? You plug your computer in and bear with me a sec. Most important, coffee. That's better. You plug the computer in on the onboard diagnostic socket, OBD socket, and they chat away, and hello, how are you? Oh, not so bad, I've got a couple of problems, I'm feeling a bit arthritic this week, blah blah blah. And anyway, it came out that this switch was bad. Now this goes in the brake booster cylinder, which is a big vacuum cylinder on the brakes between the pedal and the master cylinder, so which sort of triples or quadruples your braking effort. If you press on the pedal with so much, it makes the brakes work so much better. It's one of those, oh my goodness, glad that's working things. The brakes were fine. It stopped normally. So I thought, well, it's not actually a brake fault, maybe it just needs a flush and a re-fluid or something like that, and it reminded me, but apparently not. Anyway, it worked out that this switch was bad. And what this is called, I think I already said, is a brake position sensor. It tells it's not the stoplight switch, That goes on the inside of the cabin. This sits outside, as I say, on the master cylinder, and as you press, so the diaphragm's here where my hand is, you press on the brake pedal, it moves this in and out, and the diaphragm doesn't actually move very far, so this is not sort of doing this with the pedal, it might be doing sort of that. Anyway, when they replaced it, actually I had to go down to Volvo in Shrewsbury. We were very nice, and but by God they know how to charge the main dealers. This was £135 including tax. Tax is 20% in this country. So it's not much for £135, is it? A bit of plastic and a little metal rod, and there's a spring in there somewhere, I think. But you don't know what else is there. I'm going to open it and have a look, but not now. It was put in, and it was decided that yes, that's it. It cleared the fault code, and the car was happy again. But here's the kicker. Not only that, but my cruise control started working again. Okay, so this little switch, somewhere, the cruise control computer figured out what this was up to, and didn't like it, so it wouldn't work. A bit like when you touch the brake or touch the throttle when you're running the cruise control, it'll switch off and you have to restart it again when you want to reset cruise. I'd like to say that it made my fog lights work, but it didn't. And despite being a mechanic myself of many years, over 50 years in the trade, they discovered that the bulbs had gone in my fog lights. And why they both had gone together, I think, was that I had actually been wading around in some flood water, and the fog lights on the Volvo were quite low, so problem, vis-a-vis. So that was a bit embarrassing. Cruise control started working again, so I was grateful for that. That's good. So I went home after paying all my bills. Now here's the thing, I didn't really notice on the way home because my mind was elsewhere, but only after I got home I realised that the gearbox was shifting properly, and it had got quite bad. So I couldn't believe it, but I had to go shopping. So I went, you know, in the lockdown you have to eat. So I went out and drove up the road for a few miles, and the gearbox is shifting like a brand new one. It's beautiful. It's a soft shift like it was when I bought it. No slipping, no banging through the gears. Magic. So this is obviously connected by some back door to the bloody gearbox. So not only it wasn't the ABS fault, that wasn't that. The brake service light was on. What else did I say? The cruise control didn't work, and the gearbox was changing like crap. All down to this little switch. So there you go. There was a bit of a hiccup when we first had it, because the new one had this electrical connector, where are we, there we are, on the side, so sticking up like that. And I thought, oh, it's different. And the chap from Volvo said, well, pay for it, of course, if it's not right, bring it back and we'll give you a refund, which I thought was nice of them, because we had to sort of unseal the plastic bag and everything to get it out and fit it, but it worked fine. So there we go. I'll try and insert a photograph of this in situ, but basically, no, there you go. A bit of a close-up for you, if it'll focus. Focus, you bloody thing, focus. There we go. Go on, you can do it. You can do it. There we are. Yes? Not going to do it. Okay. Be awkward. See if I can. But there we go. So, made by ATE, RT, which is Alfred Thomas, not Alfred Thomas Edison, but ATE, Alfred Thomas somebody, I forget his last name. Get them a lot on Volvos and Saabs, RT Electronics, and seems to work a lot better than Lucas. So, Prince of Darkness, this lot of Prince of Light. I mean, this thing's 14 years old, so I suppose, well, and the car's done 160 odd thousand miles. But there you go. So that's it. That's my first video of 2021. Hopefully it won't be the last, and I'll try and come up with actually better ones, slightly more interesting. Have a look at that, 3 pins in there. And yeah, so thank you for watching, those of you who have, and stay safe. And I think I'll put a good old-fashioned clickbait title on this, like what Donald Trump did to my Volvo, or something like that. I don't know, probably not. Excuse me. And COVID-19 willing, or COVID-21, whatever it's called these days, I'll make some more videos, and probably a bit more interesting. So thank you very much for watching. Stay safe.